Well, that was quick. Donald Trump's Department of Justice has rushed to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell and Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer today in the Tallahassee prison where Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence. Now, this follows the House of Representatives Oversight Committee voting to issue a subpoena to take the deposition of Ghislaine Maxwell at that prison facility in Tallahassee, Florida, where Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence for the sex trafficking conviction against her. Now, Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche are expected to be meeting with Ghislaine and Ghislaine's attorney. Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney has told the Wall Street Journal and CNN that this meeting will ultimately determine how Ghislaine Maxwell ends up participating in future depositions with the House of Representatives. In my opinion, this means that Ghislaine Maxwell is waiting for Donald Trump's Department of Justice to offer her a deal, whether that's a pardon, a commutation, a retrial, or something else to her benefit, and that may impact what she remembers, what she doesn't remember, and how she participates in the deposition before the House of Representatives. So this meeting happened quick, and we've been following this every step of the way on the MeidasTouch network. If you go back to our reporting 2 weeks ago, this is exactly what we predicted was going to happen. And now you have the top officials at the Department of Justice meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell right now in Tallahassee, Florida, in the prison where she's incarcerated. One of Maxwell's lawyers, David Oscar Marcus, confirmed to CNN these discussions are taking place, and Ghislaine's lawyer said the following, quote, "We are grateful to President Trump for his commitment to uncovering the truth in this case. Maxwell has been seeking to have her conviction overturned, contending she didn't receive a fair trial." Caitlin Collins from CNN says the following. After the House of Representatives Oversight Chair James Comer subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell, her attorney, David Oscar Marcus, told CNN, quote, "As for the congressional subpoena, Ms. Maxwell is taking this one step at a time. She looks forward to her meeting with the Department of Justice, and that discussion will help inform how she proceeds." MeidasTouch Network Editor-in-Chief Ron Filipkowski writes the following, which means before she agrees to lie for Trump, she wants an agreement to a sentence reduction or a commutation. Maxwell has a lot of leverage on Trump all of a sudden, and she is going to use it to benefit herself. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, also writes the following. "I'm not interested in the lies that Trump's corrupt DOJ bribes Ghislaine Maxwell into telling. I'm interested in the truths that the victims and witnesses told investigators years ago, which are in the files that Trump's DOJ refuses to release. Release the damn files." Filipkowski also writes, "I'm going to go way out on a limb and predict 3 things are going to take place after this meeting between Ghislaine Maxwell and Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche, Trump's top DOJ officials. 1, the DOJ will announce that Maxwell completely exonerated Trump. 2, they will lie and announce they made no deals or promises to her. 3, the deal they made with her will happen at the end of Donald Trump's term." Now, this right here is all a distraction as well from the release of the actual files. There are 300 gigabytes right now of files in the custody and control of the Department of Justice and the FBI. What the Trump regime is doing to distract is a few things. Number 1, they said that they were going to try to get grand jury testimony from the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell case, when we've always said here on the MeidasTouch network, grand jury secrecy prevents them from getting that testimony. That testimony maybe represents 1 to 2% of what's actually remaining out there right now. And sure enough, a federal judge from the Southern District of Florida ruled against providing that grand jury testimony, because there's Rule 6E of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, which prevent courts from making that type of information available. And the federal judge in the Southern District of Florida said, even in the motion that was filed by the DOJ, they conceded that we could not release this information pursuant to Rule 6E of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. In other words, Trump's own DOJ sabotaged their own motion that they submitted to get grand jury testimony by saying they're not entitled to the grand jury testimony, which they wouldn't be entitled to regardless. So that's kind of distraction one. Distraction two is making it about this Ghislaine Maxwell meeting and that she's going to speak to the DOJ and she's going to tell them everything. But what we're just saying is, and as our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, succinctly said, give us the files. Let us know what the victim said. I want to see contemporaneous wire intercepts. I want to see what was on Epstein's computer. I want to see the logs from his house on the islands. I want to see all of those documents. That's what we mean by the files, not this, not whatever setup this appears to be with Ghislaine Maxwell. And this also follows deposition transcripts and deposition testimony of Epstein back from March 2010 emerging. We found this at the MeidasTouch network. And let's play what we posted yesterday for everybody to see. Let's play this clip.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
My bedroom is my sanctuary. It's a place to recharge and reset, and at the center of it all is my Helix mattress, making every night feel like a retreat into comfort and calm. Now, you guys know I take my sleep very seriously, and switching to a Helix mattress, it's been a total game changer. I've had mine for about 2 years now, and from night one, I could feel the difference. I used to toss and turn and wake up with back pain, but now I sleep through the night, and my Oura Ring confirms it. Deeper, more restful sleep every single night. Helix is backed by experts. They've been awarded by Good Housekeeping, Wired, and Forbes, so you know the science checks out. Now, I actually heard about them from a friend who swore it fixed their sleep, and honestly, I get it now. Partnering with Helix was a no-brainer. My sleep is better, my energy's up, and I'm way more focused during the day. If you're sleeping too hot or dealing with back pain like I was, Helix is the upgrade you need. Go to helixsleep.com/Meidas for 27% off site-wide. Now make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know that we sent you. helixsleep.com/Meidas.
Now, it's also interesting as well that Pam Bondi was supposed to speak yesterday at a CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Committee. There's nothing really conservative about them. It was a summit on human trafficking. And all of a sudden, Pam Bondi said she couldn't show up there due to a, quote, torn cornea is the reason why she abruptly canceled her appearance where she was supposed to speak at a human trafficking conference yesterday. Here, play this clip.
You have some news from the Attorney General's office.
I do. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here with us today and having me. I do have a note from the Attorney General, from Attorney General Pam Bondi, that I wanted to share, which is the following. I'm sorry to miss all of my CPAC friends today, especially Matt and Mercy Schlapp, Senator Blackburn, and the wonderful team at the Tim Tebow Foundation. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a recently torn cornea, which is preventing me from being with you. I truly wish I was able to join you and support all of the work being done on this critical issue.
Now, this also comes at the same time as the bombshell Wall Street Journal report, which is the same report where Ghislaine Maxwell was quoted in that I read at the outset of this video. And the Wall Street Journal report states that Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in May, informed Donald Trump that his name appeared numerous times in the Epstein files that the FBI and DOJ had reviewed. The Wall Street Journal article was titled, "Justice Department Told Trump in May that his name is among many names in the Epstein files, that it appears numerous times." Remember, Trump asked them to flag if his name was there. His name was there numerous times, and thus began Donald Trump saying this is all a hoax and that it was created by Obama and Comey and Clinton and all that. An important point I should mention as well. Remember, the Trump DOJ fired the lead prosecutor against Ghislaine Maxwell in the Southern District of New York, Maureen Comey. Maureen Comey's dad is James Comey. That's who Donald Trump is claiming was the person who created what Trump now refers to as the Epstein hoax. So Donald Trump also has handed Ghislaine Maxwell a golden ticket, as I've said, to ask for a retrial, because she's going to say the president of the United States says the lead prosecutor, who was just fired, that her dad's responsible for the Epstein hoax. And she never mentioned that in her prosecution of me. Now, Donald Trump and the Trump regime firing Maureen Comey is also significant in that Maureen Comey would never be okay with Donald Trump's attorney general and deputy attorney general going to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell in this type of setting. And so that's one of the reasons why they fired Maureen Comey ultimately. I want to bring this to your attention as well, which is that a lawyer for many of the victims of Epstein, many of the Epstein survivors, told MSNBC yesterday that the executors of Epstein's estate are in possession of the birthday book containing Trump's letter and would be willing to turn it over to authorities. Let's watch this right here. Let's play it.
I want to go to that book because with your familiarity with evidence against Jeffrey Epstein, which you've collected a lot of through the discovery process, what do you know specifically about that book? Do you know that the estate, the relatives of Jeffrey Epstein, in effect through their lawyers, are in possession of that birthday book?
Yes, I know that the executors of the estate are in possession of that book. And I think that after they turn it over, it should probably be set in the Smithsonian as an artifact at this point in time. It's going to go down in history so that the world can see this book, and they'll know who were Jeffrey Epstein's best friends at the time, what letters did his family write to him, what other pictures are in there, things of that nature. Redact victim names, release the book, and move on. So that's it. Yes, the executors have it.
So you've just identified, not just for the news media, but obviously for House representatives who are now in a mood to subpoena, and also Todd Blanche and the Trump Justice Department, who suddenly are getting curious about investigating this. You've now told them exactly, according to your knowledge, where the birthday book is, who is in possession of that book. And all the House representatives would have to do tomorrow is write up a subpoena for that book, and you believe that it would be the lawyers involved would comply with that subpoena?
I know the executors' lawyers. I worked with them for years. They're good people. They're good lawyers. They would comply with the subpoena immediately. It's something that we could solve this problem so quickly if people actually want to solve problems.
And just a reminder, that's the birthday book where Donald Trump is alleged to have written to Epstein's 50th birthday. Enigmas never aged. Have you noticed that? Happy birthday, and may every day be a wonderful secret, around the time that Epstein was involved in sex trafficking. Enigmas never age. Let's keep our secret secret. I mean, that's some, serious, strange stuff right there. Finally, I should just remind you as well, when Donald Trump was asked on July 15th, 2025, if Pam Bondi told him that his name appeared in the Epstein files, Donald Trump said she never did that. And of course, we now know Donald Trump was lying here. Let's play this clip.
The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well. and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
So you've got the emergency meeting right now that the DOJ has orchestrated with Ghislaine Maxwell right before she's supposed to get deposed by the House of Representatives. This thing reeks of a massive, massive cover-up. I mean, I think it's fairly easy to connect the dots of what's going on here. You can listen to what Ghislaine's attorney is saying. Well, we'll see how the first meeting goes. We're taking it step by step right here. And, Ghislaine is in the driver's seat right now. And Donald Trump appears to be like a cornered rat as his dark past is being exposed. Let me know what you think, everybody, and hit subscribe. We're going to keep following this every step of the way here at the MeidasTouch Network.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.